Namaskar. On the 15th of August 2026, India will be celebrating 79 years of independence. And on the 26th of January this year, we will be celebrating the 77th Republic Day. I have often wondered about how many people in the present, the newer generation, really remembers all those people who struggled. Thousands died to secure the freedom that we celebrate today and take for granted. Robert Heinlein has said that a generation which ignores history has no past and no future. And Michael Crichton has said in one of his books that if you don't know history, then you don't know anything. You are a leaf that doesn't know it is part of a tree. Let me talk today about a freedom fighter. I grew up at a time when the revolution was still very fresh in the minds of my generation growing up. I'm 73, or will be 73 next month. But let's go back. The year is 1942 and the place is Rangoon, the present-day Myanmar. In one of the richest neighborhoods of the city lived an Indian family. The father owned a gold mine. From birth, the girl had seen nothing but immense wealth, expensive cars, silk dresses, diamonds and jewels. And that was her childhood. Her name was Saraswathi Rajamani. She was only 15 or 16 years old then. But destiny had not written a royal palace for her. It had written jungles and the smell of gunpowder. That day, the last hope for India's freedom, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose had come to Rangoon. And in front of thousands, he had thundered, "Give me blood and I will give you freedom." Standing in the crowd, young Rajamani felt her blood catch fire. And on the spot she took off her necklace, bangles, earrings, everything and donated them to the Azad Hind Fauj Fund. The next morning, an army jeep stopped in front of the grand mansion and out stepped Netaji himself. He had come to return the jewelry. He thought that the young girl had given away all these expensive ornaments in a moment of emotion, that she was too young to make such a sacrifice. But the answer Rajamani gave, looking straight into Netaji's eyes, became history. "Netaji," she said, "I did not give them by mistake. They were my offering to my country, and I do not take back what I have given." Netaji stared at her in astonishment. He saw no fear in her eyes, only steel-like determination. He smiled and he gave her a new name, Saraswati. And he said, "I want you to be in my team, but not with a gun. Your work will be harder." Thus, under Netaji's orders, a new chapter began. The long hair of the girls were cut off. They were given loose shirts and pants. Saraswathi Rajamani became money. Her partner was another brave girl, Durga, and their mission, espionage, to work inside the British military mess as boys. They polished the officers' shoes, swept rooms, and served tea. The British assumed that they were just local boys who understood no English, so they held secret war meetings right in front of them, marking on maps where to bomb the INA and which routes would carry supplies. Mani's ears always remained alert. Her mind recorded every date, every code, and after finishing work, she would go to the bathroom, write down everything on slips of paper, hide them inside bread or shoes, and send the information to Netaji's camp. Day after day, this deadly hide and seek continued, with death looming over them at all moments. But the life of a spy means living every moment with the fear of being caught. And one day, the nightmare came true. Rajamani's partner Durga was captured by the British. News arrived that she was locked in a military prison and would soon face torture for information. The INA's rules were strict. If captured, end yourself. But do not be captured alive. Everyone told Rajamani, run away. If you go there, you will die too. But Rajamani said, my friend has been caught and I will run away. I will not allow that. And so, in the darkness of night, she entered the British fortress of heavy security. She knew the guards' weaknesses. She mixed strong opium into their food and tea. And when the guards fell into deep sleep, she stole the keys and opened Durga's cell. And as she and Durga climbed the prison wall, the siren blared. Searchlights swept across, bullets flew wildly. While running through the darkness, she suddenly felt a ball of fire hit her right leg. A bullet tore through her flesh. Blood soaked the ground. But she did not stop. Stopping would mean death for both of them. Bleeding heavily, they escaped into the dense forest. The British soldiers searched for them for a long time. Rajamani and Durga climbed a huge tree and stayed on it for 3 days. A bullet in her leg, fever burning her body, no water, no food, and with British patrols below. One sound and it would have been over. 3 days later, when the British gave up, the girls climbed down and limped back to the Azad Hind Fauj camp. When she reached the camp, nearly unconscious with pain, Netaji came to see her. As doctors removed the bullet from her leg, Netaji saluted the 16-year-old warrior and said, I did not know our army had such powerful explosives hidden within it. You are India's first woman spy. You are my Rani of Jhansi. Netaji wanted to gift her his pistol given by the Emperor of Japan, but Rajamani wanted only one thing: India's freedom. India became independent in 1947, but the girl who gave her youth, her blood, and her father's wealth for her country Did the country remember her? No. Her name never found a place in history books. The girl who once slept on golden beds spent her final decades in a decaying one-room rented house in Royapeta, Chennai, in extreme poverty. The government delayed giving her freedom fighters pension, yet she never complained. During the 2004 tsunami, when everyone was begging for help, this old woman who did not even have money for her own medicine donated her saved pension to the relief fund. When journalists asked, "Why did you give? You have nothing of your own," she smiled and said, "Giving is in my blood. In childhood, I gave everything up for my country, for its freedom. Today, I gave for my country's people." In 2018, at the age of 91, India's fiery daughter quietly passed away from a heart attack. No national mourning, no breaking news on television. But for all of us, young and old, who are alive today, because of all the sacrifices, because of all the freedom fighters, today when we look at the sky of free India, we must remember this freedom was paid for by a 15-year-old girl with the blood of her feet and the sacrifices of her entire life. Her name was Saraswathi Rajamani. Remember her, because even if history forgot her, we can never ever repay her debt. Don't take your freedom for granted. Know your history. Jai Hind.